You're a disease, and I'm the cure.
Your dad's action movies with the Angry Dad.
How do you like your ribs?
Can you fly, Bobby?
Clarence, no!
Hasta la vista, baby.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
All right. This is the Angry Dad. You guys are listening to your dad's action movie podcast where I watch action movies, but you know what? Sometimes something comes across my peripheral, something comes across my vision, and I gotta check it out. And shout out to Jed for pointing this out to me because god damn it, this was an interesting movie that definitely first of all starts real hard, has a twist, and then I just didn't see the ending. So, when that happens, that's something I love. So, and I do have a guest for those who are listening. Loren Lepre. Damn it, we just fucking did this too. You know what I'm saying? We literally just had this conversation before we did all this. I'm sorry for butchering your name, brother.
No problem.
Oh yeah. But Camera X, all right, you can stream this on Tubi. All right. And I'm just going to read the synopsis real quick because I got IMDb pulled up right here. It says, after children go missing in a rural town, a small group decide to seek vengeance. With the help of college film students, they document their journey to justice. All are willing to do the jail time to protect the children. And you guys laid it out thick in the beginning.
Yep.
I'm talking about the premise was there. All right. You are speaking literally to the what people think in their head. You know what I'm saying?
Just think about every time I'm doing one of these since the movie came out, it's like this is what everybody truly wants to do with Epstein. Like this is the best. This is the solution. This is why I wrote this about 4 years ago. But you're right. It's a movie within a movie where they're making a documentary about a murder they're going to do to take out the local pedophile because the justice system's taking too long and the children in the town are, they're getting raped and killed. And it's like they're going to put their lives on the line. They're explaining why they're doing it, that they're willing to go to jail because your system's all messed up. We'll do this ourselves. We're not waiting for due process.
Exactly.
Yep.
It like I said, I watched the trailer. I was like, okay, you got me hooked.
Yeah.
I need to see this. I watched it and then I sat down and, and I was just telling you earlier, with movies, with every single movie, you have to suspend belief. You have to suspend reality and you have to immerse yourself. I'm not sitting there trying to watch on my phone. I'm not sitting there trying to bullshit. I give everything a fair chance, especially on the first go around. And, there's things that you just need to watch. And this is one of those ones I'm talking about. Like it takes you back almost Blair Witch style of recording. You know what I'm saying? I definitely enjoyed that aspect on there. Is that before we go too far deep, just introduce yourself to the people here, as in things you've done, where to find you, all that information.
All right. Well, I am Loren Lepre. I'm a Pennsylvania veteran. I've been involved with everything from ECW wrestling, which when I say that, people jump up and down. Like I was never a wrestler there. I worked with I worked for a promoter that promoted ECW. That's a whole other story.
Yeah.
But I was around for half of that era, from '97 to the doors closed. I've been in the film business since 2010. I've been involved with I'd say about 100 independent films. Some of them never came out. Just not my projects, other people's projects. But I have literally like 30 credits that never came out because there's people that start recording, lost interest, started recording. Oh, I'm having trouble with my wife, and or just they didn't want to edit it. But I have about, I think it's 70-ish IMDb credits the last time I looked.
There you go.
Yep. Once I was realizing projects weren't coming out that I had my name attached to, That's when I started Average Superstar Films, my film company, in 2012, in which I knocked out about 5 short films. And then I started running film festivals out of the famous Trocadero in Philadelphia. I did 26 film festivals there. Then my first feature film was a documentary called Pennsylvania Hardcore, which you could go look up right now for free. Yes, the F word, everybody, free,
Free.
on YouTube. Now, it does kind of trend the Tubies and the others out
Yeah.
there, but right now the company that has it out doesn't have any platforms. And when that happens, I will put my movie out for free. So right now, you can just go to YouTube, put in the Pennsylvania Hardcore documentary. Director's upload, that because I put a few extra clips in there, but you can watch it. And then after that, I did the Dark Military films, there's 2 of them. I've made my own little franchise. I want to introduce new horror characters to the horror community. That is Dark Military is free on Tubi, Plex, and Sumo are the 3 that always jump in my head. There's a few others.
Okay.
Sorry to slip my mind. Then I made an actual short sequel that's going to connect the first and the second film. That's free on YouTube as well under my page, Average Superstar TV. It's a 21-minute continuance from the first film.
Yeah.
And I do plan on doing 2 more of them. Then I have Camera X, which has just been released. So between Pennsylvania Hardcore, which is a documentary, the Dark Military, which was a horror movie shot on red cams and everything, I had good production value. And then I come over here to found footage. It's like if anyone's paying attention to my pattern, I don't like being married to a format. Whatever I'm attracted to, I'm going to roll with. And I've always been attracted to the found footage reality TV stuff ever since Blair Witch. Even though I can tell you is all right now, and this isn't a knock. I hate when people say oh, Blair Witch really wasn't that good. I didn't get to see anything. It's a student film, guys. I don't stop it, or the acting, but I only saw Blair Witch once because, like a lot of people watching, I get motion sickness. So a lot of when they were running through, I'm kind of okay, I kind of fall. Am I missing anything? They're running through. Okay, cool. I'm listening, but I had to look away because I could throw up by watching something like that. So I've always been drawn to found footage and reality TV. And one thing I said when I did Camera X, there's going to be no shaky cams at all. So what I did is I actually got, a director of photography, my buddy Tom Scholl. He actually would go over our shoulders and shoot everything. So all we would do is hold the camera to show, hey, this is the person who's talking. You see they holding the camera. And then when I'm talking to the audience, the real DP's behind shooting over your shoulder. Yeah. So that's how I did the whole movie. I was like, I cannot have that. I was like, I wanted a little bit more of that. I've always noticed a lot of those found footage, it's just it's almost like one continuous shot. It's just I want to break stuff up. So that's why you see in between transitions of scenes, you see drone shots. Yeah. I even got crazy. I had a couple montage music videos. It's kind of
something I wanted to bring up.
I understand I'm breaking the rules and adding on a little bit, but I look at sometimes it's hard. There are people that love movies and it could just be all dialogue, and there's also people I can't stand this. After a while I need to. So that was me kind of between that and my punk rock roots or Pennsylvania hardcore roots. I had a lot of tracks playing through it and all that, but yet there's no film score really. Yeah. There is a Camera X theme song, but it's very low beats, a pulse. But when you were making a found footage, you were really putting a lot in the actors. And you know what? I'm telling you right now, you could go take all those found footage films and put Daniel Day-Lewis in there. If they're not lit right, they could sing too. It's so you're putting a lot in yourself. I also kind of liked for this where I got to cheat. So I'm not giving any spoilers away of this film at all at this moment, but there's a part in the music video where you're seeing the film students set up the lights. You're actually seeing them set up because, hey, they're film students. They have lights. We're making a movie within a movie. So at points, a lot of your movies, all your movies, actually, when it's not something like this, you have to sit there and be like, oh, I'm seeing the light in the background. Nope. Or let's adjust the scenes. No, I did that purposely I want you to see the lights because
Yeah.
we're on a tight shooting schedule here, and it's also kind of cool. It's just like, yeah. This is a movie within a movie. It's okay to show stuff in the background that you normally don't see in a movie because this is different. I looked at found footage. I was like, I'm going to come up. I'm going to make my own movie here, and I'm going to bring some new ideas to the table. I guess traditionalists, some people might be like, but I also gotten a lot of good feedback of like, that was cool. This is where movies like this need to go to, and that's up to the viewer.
Yeah, no, that's the one thing too is everything's always up to the viewer, and like I said, with social media and the way things are, sometimes shit just gets lost in translation because people aren't paying attention.
Yep.
But when you're locked in, and like I said, when I was watching this movie today, and I watched half of it during the weekend. I watched the majority of it before we recorded because I wanted to have fresh in my head.
Yep.
You know, even my daughter was like, "Aren't you going to take notes?" I was like, "No, I don't. Nothing distracts me when I do this. The review always comes right after." And that's just how I always operate. And me tell you right now, the as I'm watching, and then after watching the movie and then reflecting back, I was like, there was a lot of breadcrumbs in this movie if you really paid attention to what the hell was going on what was going to happen. But once again, like I said, it wasn't like just laid out there. It was really like there was a couple of callbacks. I was like, oh shit, there we go. You know. Had me thinking.
One brought up one particular gem of a location. There's one thing I did in the movie. We'll get to a little later of like nobody's called out where that is. Like everyone's seen this. Everybody owns the Blu-ray of where this character is walking. That was an add-on in editing. I thought there was one scene. I was like, I wanna break one scene away and add some more like interviewers going on, news anchors kind of giving an update. Because a lot of movies takes place in a house and then they go and do what they need to do. And then, what happens after, So you're trying to keep the viewers, attention. And to top it all off, it's like, every movie I've ever done, including Camera X, like you're giving all these great compliments. Thank you. But like, I'm looking at every scene and be like, should have added this. Should have shot it this way. It's as a director, you're always out of your gourd. You're just like, could have edited this one down a little bit. Like you have to be your own worst critic and all that. But like, I love when I'm hearing people that aren't my friends liking the movie because everyone tells you made the greatest movie at your premiere. Because they're your friends and your family and the friends, like it's home turf. I always tell filmmakers, you want to know how your movie is, like go out of state and screen it in front of another audience. Now you're getting your real answer. That's your real answer to your movie of how you did.
Oh yeah,
That's a real test screen. Actually, if you want to say that's a real test screen, go out of state where no one knows you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. That'll give you the most honest review right there. And
yes, it is. And you need that.
Yeah, no. Hey, and the thing too is like, just like anything else, just hearing the critiques, but then also too knowing that there's things that you could have tightened up or things that you could have changed. But even with that being said, I didn't really think there was too much. Like I said, the score was like the few songs you threw in there. I was like, oh man, that was completely different than what I'm used to hearing in any kind of real film.
Yep.
And I was like, I like that. This is my tone of music. It hit me with that. And then to the drone shots, I wasn't expecting to see those in this movie because I kind of felt it was found footage. But when I saw that break in there, I was like, oh, okay. Guess what? These are
I kind of like hey, it's going from day into night, or like, hey, they're just going from one location to the other. Like, why cut and be there? Like, but show a little bit of the town a second, maybe throw a little track in there, and now we're right back to it. Just something to kind of take you out of it because it is a niche audience that likes films like this, and it's the subject matter. Because I wanted to call the film. I keep plugging Camera X. To Kill a Pedophile. I wanted to call this movie straight up To Kill a Pedophile, and all the outlets are like, "You can't do that. You're threatening someone." And I'm like, even those people are protected. Even those people are protected. I was like, son of a B. So that's why,
it.
That's why in the movie, and this isn't really giving nothing away, but you see like camera A, camera B.
Yep.
When you saw camera X, you're like, this doesn't fit. What's going on?
Yeah, that was the one of the things that I seen. I was like, because as you're transitioning and you see these, and the bottom reads out, it's like, okay, and then it's just
Something's
it's like,
not right, and that's
something's not right. It's different.
That's where I ran with the name Camera X. But
Yeah,
like all the posters and marketing, I always have like Camera X to kill it. I'm so big, and that's what drew all. Like we broke over almost. We're over 100K now, but like within 3 weeks, we almost had 100K YouTube trailer views because people, that's a bad. It's always going to be a touchy subject.
Yeah, always gonna be a touchy subject. Like even when I had showed my, because like I said, if I watch anything, my wife is always looking over my shoulder, and just like anybody else. Like, first of all, why is this so loud? And why did I just hear to killing a pedophile? Yeah. And she was like, okay, let me know how this turns out.
Yeah,
I just thought it was funny because it's just like, it's hard hitting and it's upfront, and like one thing that you're saying in this movie is exactly what's on the forefront of a lot of people's brains. It's just, it's not societally acceptable to say it out loud, even though we all think it.
The singer Keith Caputo from Life of Agony put a post out today, and it actually shot through me. I try not to go political in any way because I just think everyone's exhausted, and to top it all, if you lose 50% of your audience. But he put a post out saying, protests for the children that are being molested, and it shows an empty street, and then it said underneath it said everything else, and there's millions of people protesting.
Yeah, no,
it really hit me. I was like, oh my gosh, I never thought of that. We're all petty of how we want things to be, but like when it comes to protests and what's happening to children, no one's doing anything. That bothers me. Made me think. Yeah.
But once again, like I said, it's just one of those things that society is. We can't condone violence, but we all think it. And like I said, that's why I thought this movie was good right off top. Because I was like, all right, I like that in your face style. It was completely boom. This is our thoughts. This is what this is.
Yep.
And then as the story progresses and it takes that twist, because like first, Bradley was my favorite character.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was like, all right, this guy's got a little twitch in his eye here. He is not there in my head. The way he was portraying the character, the way he talked, even when he did his little, story in the monologue, I was like, okay, this guy's got something to him.
Uh-huh.
And like I said, I'm not going to give nothing away the movie, but you know what I'm saying? It's it completely went off the tracks for me at a certain point, and I was like, I like where this is going, because I didn't even see that until I didn't even put 2 and 2 together till after things were found out.
Gotcha. Yeah, that character of Brady was very important. They're all 5 of these characters, none of them are alike. You can't be like, hey, these two are pretty much a copy. Everyone was different. Everyone had a story of why they're doing it. And that, to me, those 5 monologues between all of them of like what happened to them, where it either happened to them or someone close to them and why they're doing it, was so important to the audience.
Yeah, no, it definitely was. And like I said, I was pulled in. I was like, all right. And then, like I said, it leads into the direction it leads into, and it almost like an M. Night Shyamalan style of like, reverse, right at the pivotal point. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know who. I tried to look in on the 2 detectives. And I thought I'd seen them before somewhere, but apparently I didn't. Because I remember hearing those voices.
You might have. Well, Doug Porfirio was also he was one of the producers on this film, so he's kind of in a little of everything. He's kind of that guy who's in all the horror movies these days for like 5 minutes. And then Lydia Manson, who plays the other cop, she was also the AD. She's kind of sprinkled in a little of every film that's been going on these days. So. It all worked out. And like, even that scene, like at the end, it's like, all right, now we're over here, where their scene matters. So, everyone did everyone who I brought in between the cast and crew, and it was very small, but they did what they needed to. So I'm thankful for that. And between Camera X and both Dark Military films, like I am a guy, I like to take all the actors to a location, put them up for a week. We sleep on site, feed them, and I like to go 1 week straight and then cut everybody. Because if you're one of those filmmakers that are on like the weekends, you never know when someone has an emergency.
Yep.
Locked up in a location, I absolutely can't do it, and there's money lost.
Yeah.
My biggest fear as a director is always the day we go to shoot. Until I see everybody through the door, I can't relax.
Yeah.
I can't relax until that. Like that's it. And then there's always that part of like, what if there's an emergency? What if someone's kid gets hit up by a bicycle or something? You can't hold them there. Like you're on limited money when you do independent films. So like all the films that I've done have nearly fully been paid out of pocket. Camera X, I have my buddy Ross came in with on from Planet Filmworks. Great guy, but like that, he was a big help, taking some of the money. But between him and I, like, we looked at like the budget that we came up with for this. We're like, if we don't even make much back, like, so what? It was one of those like we could have both afford this. So like we're not. I'm not in any way saying I made another film for my mantle. I'm not. I am on a marketing like here with shows like you. Thank you for having me on, and I'm trying to reach as many people as I could. But it's not. Put it this way, when I made Dark Military, the first one, I had 2 red cams, and I ate those bills for a lot of years. Like everybody pays a mortgage. Guess what? Another check came through. That was practically another mortgage. So I was back to living like a college student for a lot of years. I would have did it all over again, but I can't tell you that wasn't like you felt bad about yourself a lot of the times. You're just like, everybody's going out. No, that's probably going to cost me $40. I can't afford $40. So,
exactly.
Like I go into BJ Wholesale to buy 2 things for $20, and I can just keep repeatedly eating that for a week.
But that's what it takes. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't realize that or even understand that too. So especially because like one of the things I always like to talk about, which is people actually doing these things. You know what I'm saying? Because this is not an easy task. This is not an easy feat, and it takes all of you to want to do this. You know what I'm saying?
And I always call like I'm not an Indiegogo. I only knock Indiegogo so much because who knows if one day I'll actually do it. But I always tell people, you're gonna make an Indiegogo, huh? Well, first off, I have two directions I go with this. If I see something for $5,000, I want to come through the screen and punch you in the face. Put that on a credit card.
Yeah.
Between the perks that you're gonna probably make up anyway, like I think put it on your credit card. Be a grown up. Put your pants on. Yeah. Now, if it's $50K or above, I'm just throwing a number out there.
Yeah.
I have to ask the audience that you work in the real world. So I'm going to ask you, you work your 9 to 5, you come home, you shower, you eat, you either maybe chill with your kid for a little bit, kick back, watch a little TV. Now it's 7:30 at night. How many of you are going to log into your computers to go give your money away in Indiegogo?
Yeah.
Like really, guys. Like
exactly.
You really think you're gonna hit it out of the ball? Oh, but we got a name. Is your name really a name? Like I always tell people like it's cool to have the horror movie icons in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But is that your make or break? I don't believe that. Would I like to start having more in? Have I? Yes, but like I look at like that's man that could feed the crew for like a week and take care of the cash flow more. I could throw them a little more money by not buying in, and then I've always heard horror stories of some of those actors showing up and not knowing their lines. I've also heard some glory stories that they were the greatest person, but I don't think it sells your movie the way it used to. That's me on that, but I can't stand, if you want to say what you were just bringing up, I can't stand someone who just joined and did one thing that like some short film and they got one laurel and like suddenly they're quoting Stanley Kubrick and I cannot stand those people that are just like, or they go to a convention and they rent a table and they put up like, their banner. Like, dude, maybe calm down a little bit, be a little more humble. There's other filmmakers walking around, such as I. I take that as a big insult. I have one giant resume. I mean, it was small, but I'm connected to Terrifier 2. I played the DJ. I made a location. I was on 15 to 17 days of that shoot. And yeah, some of those people's numbers on speed dial. Yeah, but guess what? I'm not a big role in that. I know what lane to stay in. But I'm not wrong. But I guarantee you, there's 1,000 filmmakers that had that little snippet of, I was a DJ. I got a banner and I'm calling convention. I just think it's so sad. And I think it's even more sad when there's no one at your table, because to me, that's humiliating. Like, I want to know that I deserve to be at a convention. That is my end goal. I want to be well known enough that I could be at a table and not have to look over my shoulder of like, wow, it's been a while and there's lines at every table but mine. I want to know it's real, and I'll know it's real when I actually get called, not me calling and buying a table.
Yeah.
Pathetically forcing myself in there. I see it. I don't respect you, even if we're friends. I don't respect that.
Well, I mean, never know. That's how it goes. You know, that's one of those things. You got to put your time and dues in, and you know, some people want to make a flash in the pan, but also too, sometimes those things don't stick around. You know what I mean?
But there's even more of like, hey, they never spoke a word in a movie. Like, oh, they were in the fight, like they were in Creed 2 watching the fight. Like they have that at their credits. I'm like,
yeah.
No, like you're practically a stormtrooper. Like don't do that. Don't do that. You know? That's what I'm talking about. What you're bringing up, like there's too many people that don't want to do the hard work.
Yeah, no, and that's the work I can appreciate, because you can tell when you're doing that. You know what I'm saying? Especially just to be able to put a whole film together and get it streaming and get it up and then get it recognized. Because here's the thing, you know, like. You know, I've never been on a production set, but I do know how production goes, and I know the literally the ins and outs of like what it fucking takes to make shit to get it off the ground, and that's what I can appreciate, because that's that hustle right there. You know what I'm saying? They just don't put these things up.
I could tell you when I filmed the first Dark Military, that should have been cost a lot more money, but I did a lot of favors for a lot of people for years. So
yeah,
I was calling up for equipment and stuff and be like, I got a movie, here's the dates, I want you aboard. And be like, cool, here's my rate. Be like, awesome. So that's for a full week. This is your daily rate. They're like, yeah, like, cool. So I'm gonna send you the schedule. Yeah, I need you to cut your rate in half. They'd be like, wait, dude, no, blah, 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 blah. Like, remember this, and this? Like,
yep.
Okay. Like, I used every resource, and anyone who couldn't, I took you out and put the next person in. It's like, you have to do what you want. But I mean, for me to get even the locations to shoot this, took a lot of time. And I remember, I mean, I have to again thank everyone from the first, especially the first Dark Military. There's a lot of those people that I still love to this day, and then there's some that like after that, like when I watched the movie, I wish I could erase them and stuff. But like there were filmmakers within that group that a week later, when I was wrapped, the next weekend, after all that work I did, they were filming on my locations. They were doing side pocket, like talking to the people of the land, and like not only did they shoot, not ask me, which is really freaking insulting, because I did all this groundwork and you just came in and started using a location, but like they brought all these people to the set that like I was trying to get away from. It's like you're sleeping with my enemy, and when I called and let them know, like they didn't even think like what they were doing was wrong. They're like, really? But the movie's wrapped. Be like, that's my location. Yeah. Now your movie, I guarantee you shot in almost every location that I did. Now we're gonna have like 2 movies where it's like, isn't that from? Like, I was like, you could have talked to me. I would have helped you. Yeah, I would have helped you. But like, come on, man, don't just like come in. That's like what you meet someone's girlfriend. You don't have the right to go sleep with them after. It's like, well, what? Exactly. What? I thought like she's a girl. Like, no, you idiot. Like, show some freaking respect, you know? I know I thought it was way over the top scenario, but you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, and I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah, you know, and it's crazy like that when that happens too, because it's just like, come on, you guys should be knowing. You
I
know?
always say, man, in the end, there ain't really like Hollywood. They're all evil. Like there ain't friends in film. They will step over your dead body to get where they need to go. And you could always say, like in Hollywood, like look at like Justin Long and that whole everyone who was in the first two Jeepers Creepers, knowing what that director did.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
you know what you're signing up for.
Yeah.
Powder, you know exactly what you were signing up for. You took
Yep.
the check,
Yep.
knowing this director raped a 9-year-old boy, and you signed on anyway. You
Yep.
don't have I can't do that, no matter how bad I want to be.
Yeah.
I can't. No
Oh,
room.
yeah.
I would feel a
No,
lightning bolt from the heavens would blow me up, saying, "You know better, pal."
exactly. No,
You know?
and that's the truth. That's the truth. Because, like I said, there's crazy people out there, and then, like I said, a lot of this, like I said, your movie speaks on what people are thinking. It just needs to be more brought out front.
It does. I mean, I'm not. Don't. I'm trying to dance around this, but I think if the ending happened differently, I think I would have been getting more praise. But there's a reason I did the ending the way it happened. Kind of goes with today's culture of
Yeah.
topic. It's
Yeah.
supposed to make people like want to throw something through a wall.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's
You
why.
trust me,
That's
that was
why
the
I wrote.
emotion I had
Yep.
because I was just like, "What the fuck? Like,
Yep.
come on."
I
Come
mean,
on.
I had some like other podcasters like they do those like quick snippets on like
Yeah.
Instagram, killing me because they were mad. But like they told me it's like you didn't like that ending. I'm like, all I said then was I was like, I didn't even respond. I'm like, I'm fine with that. You don't like the
Yeah.
ending, that's fine. But
Yeah.
like I kind of look at you're not looking at it as a piece of art. You're not looking at like today. You're not seeing why that happens.
Yeah.
That way.
Exactly. No, exactly. Like I said, the way it ended, it left it open. I'm like, I can't believe that got away. That guy got away.
Yeah,
Or,
I mean, listen, it leaves a door open for me to
it does.
do one more if
Yeah.
if it was to catch on, the super fight basically is set. The super fight is set up,
Yeah.
and trust me, that's there.
Yeah.
I'm very
Yeah.
the actor that opposites me in this scene that you're talking about here.
Yeah.
The character of
Yeah.
he was also the editor with me, so like
Okay.
we're tight.
Yeah.
Like we
Understanding there.
I talked to him earlier today. Like he's all, but I mean,
Yeah.
I brought this up during editing. I was like, "What do you think?"
Yeah.
I gave him the idea of like, "Hey, well, here's if I was to try to bring this back." He's just like, "Let's freaking do it," So
That's it.
yeah.
Well, I would like to see a Death Warrant style second. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? I'm a big action person. You know what I'm saying? And for most
This
people
is
that don't know,
actually
that's a
something
Van Damme
though
movie.
that could go on like forever, even without those characters. Like
Yeah.
like somebody gets inspired,
Yep.
and does stories all around. It's kind of like the Walking Dead universe. Like there's stories over here and there's stories over here.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
I got death threats from this thing. I actually did, like I said in the trailer. It all happened. I had distribution companies that did not want to touch this because of the subject
Oh, yeah.
matter. And the reason
Exactly.
it was is they're just like, well, some platforms might kick this back because of the subject matter.
Yeah.
We're trying to get content that suits everybody. And I'm like, you know what this sounds like to me, right? Like
Exactly.
well, screw the kids, what's happening. Like we want money. Like that's what you're telling me. I was blown away by some of this stuff,
Yeah. And like I said, that's the narrative, nowadays too. Everyone emotions, everyone's feelings are valid. It's like, no, this is a movie. Watch it.
Well, it's not like it isn't real,
Yeah,
It's,
exactly.
I mean, if you go to the Facebook Camera X page and or you just type in Facebook Camera X trailer, you could see the chatter of like people from the world talking.
Oh,
There
yeah.
are people yelling at me and saying, "This isn't the answer. This isn't how you help people like that." Like the argument, I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Like, really?
Yeah.
It's not at all.
Exactly.
Like, you're sticking up for pedophiles,
Yeah.
but the second
Yeah.
is like, dude, it's a movie.
Yeah. It's a movie.
This isn't real.
Yeah. It's one of the hardest things people come to terms with. I'm like, it's like, I understand this is not real. Because like I said, in the beginning, I watch everything. I suspend disbelief because that's how you enjoy a movie. You know what I'm saying? If you take things literal, you can't enjoy the movie because now you're trying to dissect it for something that it's not. And like even when I like I said, I'm a huge action movie person. First of all, I know guns run out of bullets. There's not an unlimited amount of bullets. The high body counts, like jumping from a helicopter into a building.
Are you telling me when one guy's running with a machine gun, there's 100 guys shooting at him, and those bullets don't hit him? That can't happen.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like that's not real. I'm like, first of all, remember, this is a movie.
Yeah. Listen, I mean, I just left the area, but like I was in Philadelphia for 25 years. Rocky movies are the most amazing thing to all of us. We know no human being could take punishment like that. There's no boxing commission that would allow a fight to continue.
Exactly.
Of that. Yeah. To top it all, if you want to say suspend disbelief, if you really break down Rocky 1, 2, and 4, and 6, he sparred with nobody.
Yeah.
Rocky 3 when Apollo he just lifted weights, and you're like, is he a better boxer? Like, really?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly it. Like people are looking at things too literal, and it's like, come on, please, come on.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm a huge 80s, 90s, early 2000s person in watching movies because that's when
they all sucked after that.
That's what I'm. Yeah, exactly. And luckily, I'm at the age now where everything's starting to hit the 35th, the 40th anniversary, and I get to go to the theaters and rewatch it from when I was a kid. And I'm like, yes, but at the same time, I'm old.
Yeah, we're about the 40th anniversary of Ferris Bueller.
Yeah,
this year.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
Wow. Like
exactly.
It doesn't seem like it, man.
Does not seem like it. It's like, come on, like man.
Top Gun 40 this year. It's going to be another one. Top Gun's going to be 40. Yeah.
Yep. 40 is going to be sure. I know next month they're releasing Ninja Turtles 2. I think that's 35 years.
Secret of the Ooze.
Yep. Secret of the Ooze.
Do you know why the theaters are taking all these movies on? Because no one wants to see the modern movies are so bad.
Oh, so bad. The state of movies right now.
Because we're probably closer in age here, but like, do you remember when the first Ghostbusters was in the theater for 9 months?
Oh yeah,
and its competition was under, like, other heavyweights.
Yeah,
like, there was a time like you had a brawl to get a seat at the theater. Like now, it's just like they're so watered down. They're badly written by children, is what I call it. Like, like they're writing movies for their friends. Like, and then they're texting and going back. Like, yo, like, listen, I get your modern stuff, but you have to be trained to everybody.
Yes,
everybody.
Yes.
So I can't tell you the last movie, which was, I have to give a credit. You're going to agree with me. I imagine you would be, but you could tell me a second. Weapons was the only movie in a lot of years where I was like, wow, I like the movie at the theater. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly.
The only error I could say I didn't like about Weapons was I wish I knew more about her, and then they lit a prequel. So now I have nothing to complain about.
Yeah. Last movie I went to go see, I took my wife to go see Predator's Badland.
Sorry to hear that, dude. That looks like a video game, and I won't watch it.
Yeah. Well, it was close enough to the comic books. I'm a huge comic book guy.
Okay.
And I was like, all right, story's there. I enjoyed it. And also too, it was a plus because my wife enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? That's the main thing. It's like
I'm a giant, I'm an AVP. Like, I love. We all love the first 2.5 Aliens, and the Predators. Like, everyone loves the first one. The second one I think is underrated. And
Danny Glover kills it.
I liked Predators. I did. But after that, I was like, oh my gosh, there's dog Predator. I was just like, we went way.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, the magic's gone.
Oh, yeah. Well, and here's the thing, too, is once again, it's like even with superhero movies now, because it's the same thing. The magic is gone in the theaters because they're not sticking to the source material. And that's what ends up happening. Because like Predator's source material is, like, if they do Bad Bloods or if they do the Dutch series, You know what I'm saying? The magic is there if it's to the source.
Comics,
But when,
the Medic brother, the comics,
yeah,
it's been too long. 25
it's been,
years. It's
yeah,
rather exhausting. I think it's kind of like I think The Walking Dead fully went away for 6 to 8 years, and then they brought it back. I think
yeah,
would be a new awakening of a giant, but like
yeah,
that's what I think they need to do with all the comics. What's
yeah,
or like take a universe. Like I'm talking about like the Superman, Batman, Aquaman,
yeah,
the Avengers. They need to
yeah,
go away. I think if
yes,
you're gonna keep them going like I know that they are doing it, but like Swamp
yeah,
Thing, and like keep it over
yeah,
here, and like
yeah,
Marvel, like find something that's was way over here.
yes,
If you're gonna do that, but I
yeah.
strongly think they should go away for a little while.
No, they need to unwater it down. It needs to be more concentrated
Yes,
because right off top, like I said, they make it so PG-13. Comic books are not PG-13. Comic books are a hard R or an X, and that's just
it's the one movie. I mean, you can't say never, but they're aging, and it's already been written off. But like,
yeah,
you can't waste much more time. But that Snyder universe, if they ever did the Justice League Dark, like
yeah,
what was supposed to fall,
yeah, yeah,
that to me that would have been heaven because
yeah,
I love the Snyder cut like
yeah,
a lot. That see when
yeah,
I see the reason I like that is I like the way they look. I feel I'm in a graphic novel.
yeah,
When you flip to the other side of the Avengers, I feel those are A-list actors in suits. That's just how I view it,
yeah,
you know. But the fact that we got that close to a dark side after all this time, and I'm
yeah,
like, oh God, I can't wait. And they're like, oh yeah,
yeah,
we're done. I'm like,
yeah, exactly. Like, huh? No,
and I
this
want,
is the right direction.
I want those characters. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. They're aging.
Yep.
Yeah, like you might not like. So the reason Man of Steel I think did good as it did is it's just like you had to blow up the Superman Reeves
Yeah.
universe. You had
Yeah,
to bring
no,
it modern, make it a little more darker,
yeah.
and then the new one that they just had out, which
Yeah. Dude,
I liked. I didn't love, but I liked. But I also understand now, like you can't do that Snyder universe. You got to bring them back the other way.
yeah.
I just think the reason it wasn't a blockbuster is I just think everyone's tired. That's
Yeah.
just what
No, everyone's sick and tired of having shit shoved down their throat. You know what I'm saying? And it's and like even too, everything's being remade and rebooted, and it's like I need an original
overexposed.
thought.
I'm scared for the Crystal Lake series because
Oh,
if you're
yeah,
going to stick with Mrs. Voorhees' story,
yeah,
I'm okay with that. I don't want to know the youth of Jason. I know
yeah,
enough. I don't want him to have a friend named Ralph that he's
yeah,
hanging out with. Like
yeah,
it bothers me. It's kind of like when you exposed Darth Vader was the hardest dude in the world. Now I know
yeah,
too much about him. You're a pussy to me, man.
yeah.
You killed him. You killed him,
Yeah,
man. And then you write three more, and it's like, oh, another Skywalker is indecisive with Kyle Loren. I was like,
yep,
we just saw this. I saw
exactly.
6 movies of this, and now you're
Yeah,
passing the buck to this guy.
exactly. And
You
he
know?
can't even hold the candle.
Yeah, and like he gets beat
Yeah,
by a girl. Like I don't care if she's a daughter of a Sith Lord.
yeah,
Luke had to be trained.
yes,
And Luke kept losing, but you kept cheering for him. Like this girl
yeah,
beat him up in the first film. I'm like, why do we
yeah.
need to make 2 more films? I don't get it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, things are like I said, state of movies now is why a lot of times I watch these independent films and I watch these direct to DVD. You know, it's not even DVD; it's direct to stream. And I was just having a conversation with one of my buddies earlier today. He was just like, last time I went to the movies, everything was trash. And like, we just watched that new Jason Momoa and Batista one that went straight to Amazon Prime, and that was one of the movies that could have been in the theaters, but instead it went straight to the. And guess what? Completely unbelievable, but it was just what action is. I don't need acting, I need action. And
Yeah.
same thing like with horror, I want horror. I don't need all this like if ands and fluff. I like to see it and enjoy it. I want to see people diving into that.
It's kind of like there's people that just can't get enough of Scream, and I'm like, can't you tell this is a cash grab at this point?
Yeah,
How many bad days could Cindy Prescott?
exactly.
Let me tell you guys, I don't know when this is going to air, but I think Scream's probably going to be out by the. Cindy
Yeah.
Prescott's going to have to listen to a story at the end of why they're doing it, and then she's going to kill him. I'm already telling you that. I don't know nothing. But
Yeah, yeah. I can
you
give
know
you the
what?
movie now.
because she is Bruce Wayne and can't die. And
Yeah.
if somehow they do kill her, she'll still come back for
Yeah.
a part 8 if they need her. They'll find a way. They jump started her heart or figure.
Yeah.
They'll figure a way out.
Exactly. She'll be a zombie in the 10th version.
Yeah,
You know?
I everything's so milked, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of people that like this universe. There's a lot of people that hate this universe. I, for one, love it, but I think James Wan, Annabelle,
Yeah.
The Nun,
Yes.
Conjuring. Now I understand these aren't slasher movies. There's horror
Yeah.
people that dislike. They want their. I
Yeah.
get it, but I'm telling you something. James Wan, even the lower end ones that he made, they give you 8 characters new to the game.
Yep.
I personally, do I love slashers? Yeah, but I find something like The Nun more scary because at least Jason, I could fight with a gun. Like, there's a way to pull them down.
Yeah.
I don't know how to fight that.
Yeah, you can't fight the supernatural.
No,
you know what I'm saying? It's like, what can you do? You know what I'm saying?
You're like, do I have enough time to figure this out before it kills me? Because how do you fight something like that? I dig it. I dig the Conjuring series.
Yeah, me too. I enjoy every one of them. I like to sit down and watch them, and also too, I am a huge movie theater person. I love to go to the theaters because I want the ambiance. I want the beyond, stereo where I could feel the tension in the room and it's coming in and that slight vibration, that hi-fi, lo-fi when it builds it up. You know what I'm saying? And those Nun movies and those Conjuring movies freaking had them. You know what I'm saying? It dialed it in and gave you just enough for each one of the jump scares, each one of the transitions, each one of the movements. And like I said, those are things that, you can't have at home, but you can remember them once you've seen them in the theater. You know?
like even there's the Allen Theater is a it's a theater that is by me, but they run a lot of concerts and they screen movies, but they don't do nothing recent. But like I'm telling you, like the last bunch of movies I watched in the big screen, Stand By Me, Breakfast Club, It's a Wonderful Life. Yeah. Like all these classics that I have right over there in my Blu-ray DVD but the fact I saw them on the screen, like I remember, like I saw Stand By Me with my father, theater when I was like 9, and then all these years later, like it's still in my top 5 movies. Same thing with the Breakfast Club. Like I'd rather go see a movie that I love and actually pay the $10 to see it on the big screen to re-experience that than take a chance with modern movies, because that's how bad I think things are.
That's exactly how bad it is, because it's a big gamble whether it's going to be good or not. And just like I always said, a lot of these movies are bringing back these old replays, and I'm enjoying those replays because it's letting me relive my childhood. And I do take my kids with me. They're all older, you know what I'm saying? But I do take them with me, and they get to watch them, and then I get to have that moment with them too, because I remember me going with my mom. Because just a little backstory, my mom worked at a drive-in theaters my entire life, and so she never needed a babysitter for the weekends because we'd watch. And I love my mom. People say it's bad parenting. I could watch any movie I wanted to watch. It didn't matter if it was a R to a G. She would just park the car, bring me this giant bag of popcorn, a big old soda, and I'd be eating this trash bag of popcorn with my brothers and sisters watching a double feature every weekend.
So I got 2 things to say, and that's sticking up, and I also understand the parents that wouldn't. First off, if I was in your shoes, I could watch all those horror movies with a crowd and not be scared, knowing that there are hundreds of cars.
Yeah,
I also understand on the other side, and this is where I came from, where my parents wouldn't. We didn't have cable, so I had NBC, ABC, and CBS, and PBS. That was it. And whatever I could get at the video store, my parents didn't let me watch horror movies till I was probably about 11 or 12 because they didn't want the nudity. I think if you're a parent like that too, more power to you. And I actually think if you showed me The Exorcist under those age, I would have a bad. It would affect me. It really.
It did affect me.
but in a theater like you're,
yeah.
your mom's
I'm in
the
a car
because there's
Yeah.
a lot of people around.
Yeah.
You're not isolated. We're like,
Yep.
yeah. To me,
exactly.
the crowd participation, because the first movie I ever saw at night was Halloween 4, and I was 12.
Oof.
In that theater, I called. But I'm used to going in with my dad up to that point. So it's just,
Yeah.
father and son,
Yep.
maybe 50 other. I walked in at night. That was a heavy metal concert.
Yeah.
I never, I was almost scared to sit down. I remember, I think it was, if I remember right, it was either Pretty Woman or Jaws 4 came out. And we were all going together. It was me, my mom, and dad. And I said,
Yeah.
please let me see Halloween. I want to be the coolest kid at school.
Hell yeah.
And my mom was like, oh gosh, I don't know. What's the time difference? It was like a 15-minute difference between it. And I got them to let me in. And I ran in and I was actually scared to walk down the aisle. It was all leather jackets and people were drinking and screaming before the tree. And I found, thank God I found this couple that looked normal. And I went up and I said, if this seat's open, can I please sit with you? And they're like, oh, he's cute. Yes, sit down.
Yeah.
It was like the greatest time. I never heard a crowd participation before.
Yeah.
Ever. Of cheering of every. And I love Halloween 4. I think it's like, for not having Jamie Lee Curtis, I thought that 4 was great. I favor 5 a little bit, but I also understand all the problems with it. But that's how much I love 4 because it's a continuance.
Yeah. My youngest son, Jason X was always his favorite. It was always his favorite. And like we dressed, I made him a metal mask, all that stuff for Halloween and stuff like that. And people were like, you let him watch that? I was like, he watched it, but he was old enough to watch it because I had to explain to him what it was. And he was like, I just like him because he's a robot. And I'm like, all right, he's not a robot, but
it's funny with Jason X because like the fans get it or they don't. It's like, you should have known. Like, even when I saw that, I was like, okay, they jumped the shark. I don't care if I'm going. I love Jason. So I went in there knowing this is going to be a standalone film. It's like Logan. It's like Logan. Like, it doesn't matter. They're just going to let's have fun with it. And I'm like, I was like, this was like Aliens at one point.
Yeah.
I was like, and I love Aliens. So I was like, but there were people that ran out like, son of a bitch, that's not what Jason. I was like, dude, you're holding on way too tight, buddy.
Yeah, way too tight. And
there's
once
no
again, suspend disbelief.
There's no sequels to this.
Exactly. That like I said, it's sometimes you have those pocket movies and they're just so good. But also a lot of times they're just good to us.
Joker. That was like a Joker movie, like the original Joker. Like we're just gonna take this and run over here with it.
Yep. I'll tell you.
I'll tell you, like I know it was stupid. I thought he looked badass when he got turned into RoboCop.
Yeah.
I was like, that was a great look for him.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was. You know what I'm saying? It was like I said, that's one of the reasons why my son liked it so much, and he enjoyed it. Like I said, he wore that mask for God knows how long, because me, my wife, and the kids, I'd make them all cosplay costumes, and we'd go to the conventions and let them walk around and do that stuff. So
I believe Shane Hodder said that's his favorite Jason look.
Yeah,
he said, "Look, I know part 7's his baby of all. He loved the role, but his look, he says he loved that. If I remember seeing it in an interview once, he loved the look, loved that.
The look, exactly. It's like it's so crazy, Man, it was a great conversation, and I definitely wanted to dive a little bit more on the other movies, but we're definitely have to get back together. I want to watch those first 2.
Please
and
do.
then and then come back and then actually discuss those with you too, so we can get those on, because I definitely enjoyed this conversation today.
Absolutely. But for everyone who wants to see Dark Military, free on Tubi, Sumo, and Plex, and then Dark Military Rogue is I call it part 1.5, because it's not really part 2 is really going to be part 2, but it bridges. It literally comes right after the end of the movie. It's like an extra chapter. I made that just to kind of keep it fresh. And I was missing the character. I was just like, I want to do this again. And that's Dark Military Rogue. That's also free on YouTube under Evan Superstar TV. A few people are hosting. Anyone can by the way, anyone who hosts movies, I'll give you Dark Military Rogue for free. You could I'll give you the upload. It was shot in 6K. It's good quality. Yeah. That's like a public domain movie. Like, take it. Like, don't. So I see it upload, I'm not going to be flagging it. Take it.
Yeah.
Some people need to do that more. I think they need to like, all right, like don't be trying to like, okay, I need this, I have to make this. Like, no. Like again, Dark Military Rogue was paid out of. Everyone was paid well. That was overtime money for me for like 6 months. No, no Indiegogo.
Yep,
paid that out of my pocket.
Exactly, and that's how it's done. Let everyone know where they can find you, where they can actually contact you.
All right, you guys could look me up, Loren W. Lepre. I am on X, Instagram, and Facebook. You guys could also check me out at averagesuperstarfilms.com. Let me tell you something. If you go to averagesuperstarfilms.com, I literally have 57 pages, I think is what it was at last, but I log everything from my wrestling era to my film festivals to everything. Like I'm very big believer on like when someone hands me their card for their website and like I haven't updated my website in 3 years, I want to hand the card back to you. You're not putting the hard work in.
Yeah.
Like, I believe in like someone here's what I'm doing and they kind of do an eye roll. Here we go. Pull up my site. What's this?
Yep.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. Just so you know. And then Average Superstar TV on YouTube is my channel. Please, there's like almost 700 videos out there of every little thing I have. I've just done. I'm very busy. I'm very driven. I got some content I guarantee you'll like. Just check it out. Average Superstar TV.
All right. Well, everybody out there, this is the Angry Dad. Thank you guys for listening. You want to watch my shit, YouTube. You want us to do it, Spreaker, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Play, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, SoundCloud, Deezer, iHeartRadio. This motherfucker's everywhere. You can easily fucking find it. Rate, review, like, subscribe, all that fucking bullshit. I'm also part of the Inner Circle Podcast Network, group of powerful podcasters out there sharing their shit. That is innercirclepn.com. We'll take you to every one of our websites, every one of our shows. We have shows as The Plunge, Failing Hollywood, Simmons and More, The Untrained Eye, The Hood Diner. Shit happens when you party naked, so make sure you check it the fuck out. And we'll see y'all motherfuckers on the next one. Fuck.
Disease. And I'm the cure.
Your dad's action movies with the Angry Dad.
How do you like your ribs?
Can you fly, Bobby?
Clarence, no!
Hasta la vista, baby.
Yippee-ki-yay,